Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, February 28th. Rounding out the month, coming into the home stretch. Just getting ready for the weekend. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We've got a lot to get into today, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, good morning, guys. Whew. What a day, man. Yesterday was gorgeous, and today's just kind of grim. It's about 8 o'clock. We're a little early, so we're going to stop and grab some breakfast, but I've got a great vlog for you today. Great topic to talk about. I put together a list of top 5 things that you can do during your off season. Now, this is primarily focused on videography and photography, but most of these can be applied to just about any type of vendor or really any type of business, really. But here's the top 5 things that you can do during your off season. And what do I mean by off season? This is when you typically see, less inquiries, you have less jobs, so there's less to do, right? But when you're a business owner, there's always something to do. And some of the times these things get left behind and kind of get forgotten about because we get so busy, working on, in my case, and I'll be referencing my specific case all throughout this vlog, so I apologize. So, working on vlogs, working on films for clients, trying to gain new clients and new business, some of these things kind of get lost in the wayside, and we forget that we should come back to these from time to time so that we're not waiting till when we're down to actually complete them. But when you have downtime, it's a great opportunity for you to go back and look at these things and say, you know what? Let's tackle a couple of these on this list. So let's go ahead and jump right into this top 5 with number 1, updating your website or Facebook or blog or vlog, whatever you use, whatever type of outlet you use, social media outlet you use on a regular basis. This is where your clients interact with you without interacting with you, right? So this is their first impression of you. This is how you gain work. This is where your portfolio sits. This is, where your client interaction is besides the face-to-face portion. So, give your website, give your Facebook page, give your Instagram kind of like a once-over. Get rid of the stuff that's like underwhelming or like the really old stuff that, when you first started out was how you gain business, but, you're to a point where, it's not necessarily holding you back, but you don't want it to be the reason why a potential client says, no, you know what, I'm going to go with someone else. So get rid of the old stuff, get rid of the outdated stuff, and try to stay, focused on the stuff that looks really good and highlights what your business is all about. This goes for me as well. Like right now, my website is just a splash page with contact information. So personally, getting a website up and running is something that I really need to focus on this down season. But if you're someone that's already up and running, a Facebook page is another great way to kind of earn business. There's a lot of easy ways to connect with people on Facebook, and having that page set up and displayed the way you want it, especially with your work, is an easy way to potentially earn more business. So my personal situation is website is practically non-existent. Facebook page has a bunch of contact information and about me information, but doesn't have any actual content as far as video goes. So this is a big one for me. This is what I'm going to be working on during my down season. In fact, I took some vacation time from work to actually complete some of this stuff so I can make sure that it gets, my full undivided attention for that week. So that'll be coming up in a couple weeks. Let's move on to number 2, reviewing your business plan. I mean, this is pretty essential. You should be looking at this anyway, But we just, if you usually your slow time comes right after your busiest time. So being able to, take a step back, look at your business plan. Are you on track for what your year looks like? Are you able to, take a look at your business plan and say, you know what, I didn't do this, I missed this, or what opportunities are there to advance your business plan? Do you need to make adjustments, right, in your financial outlook? Like, are you financially bringing in the amount of clients, the amount of income that you are looking for? And if not, what do you have to do to make sure that going forward, while you're in your slow season, what can you do? Review those ideas, brainstorm those ideas, and update that business plan so that you can be a little bit more proficient in your next season. Number 3 ties in with the business plan, and that is to review your equipment. Equipment's a big part of what I do. Obviously, camera, lighting, audio, all those different solutions are huge, are very, very important. Something you want to look at is always make sure that you're on top of, what equipment needs replaced. Batteries are always a sticking point, right? Are your batteries, starting to dwindle? Do you need to get, a new set, in with the new, out with the old type of thing? Is that something that the last few weddings, did you have to, swap out your batteries every, 45 minutes, every 30 minutes to keep rolling? And that's something that you need to always be certain of. And and is there new equipment that you're looking at? Like, for me personally, in 2019, I want to buy a drone. I want to purchase a drone for my business. I want to take the Part 107 tests to earn my license to fly it commercially. So that's something I need to look at my business plan, make sure that I'm on track to make that large purchase. And then how do I incorporate that service into my business plan? Since it's going to be a new feature that I offer, is that something that I offer every client, or is that something that I offer, as an added expense to help to recoup some of those costs from, purchasing the drone, as well as taking the test and things like that? Is that something that I need to pass that on to the client? And then after looking at it, try and figure out a way to implement, how do I advertise for this particular service? So looking at your equipment's always a beneficial thing, because usually when you add equipment or replace equipment, you're usually adding some type of feature, right? Upgrading my camera next year is going to take me from 1080p HD to 4K, right? So that's something that I can, a new bullet point, a new selling point to my clients going forward. So when you update equipment, make sure you're updating your business plan, you're updating your advertising material, because those 1 or 2 bullet points might be the thing that pushes a client over to go with you versus your competition. Number 4 is something that we should be doing, again, kind of like the business plan thing. These are all things that we should be doing on a regular basis, but given the fact that we get busy and we're constantly under deadlines, and we're constantly looking at new clients and things like that, and potential clients, something that really we need to focus on is the clients that we've already worked with, right? So reach out to your past clients, make sure you thank them for their business, give them your best wishes and things like that. Just kind of review follow up with them and see if they have any recommendations for potential clients, like friends of the family, things like that. The other thing you can do during this time is look for reviews. Too often do we finish a project, follow up with a client, but we never get that final review from them for our website, or a testimonial for the website, or their 5-star review for their Facebook group. And this is something that can benefit you going forward, because when potential clients look at your Facebook page or look at your website and there are no testimonials, or there's maybe 1 or 2, and it's kind of underwhelming, this will give you more content to put on your website, more content to put on your Facebook page, for you to earn that extra, like I said, those 1 or 2 bullet points to help push your potential clients over the edge to go with you over your competitor. Anything you can do to do that is going to benefit you greatly. And this is one of those things that it's super easy to just, mash down an email, revise it, and then send it to a client. Like that, you can do that in an afternoon, and obviously, you want to personalize it, so, it might take a little bit longer than that per client, but that personalization is what's going to get you those extra points. So number 5, this one's a little bit difficult to do because of timing wise, but still very important. So number 5 is follow up with past leads. There's often those leads that kind of get away that we don't land, whether it's they stopped looking, they decided not to go with us because of price, whatever the case may be, right? And when you talk to this client or potential client months and months ago, you were still filling up your calendar for the current year, right? Still filling up the calendar for 2019. And so you weren't looking to, get any discounts or anything like that because you were still booking clients at that time. Well, now that you're in your slow time, right? You're not currently on any film, you're not currently on the job filming. Reach out to those past clients and maybe offer them like some sort of discount. Say, hey, you know what? I've got a few spots left in my 2019 or my current year calendar, and I know we talked before, and price was kind of the thing that was holding you back. What I would like to do is offer you a discount. Like I said, I'm just filling out the last couple dates in my calendar, and your date's available. So, let me know what you think. Here's the price. Obviously you still want to make money on the project, but if you weren't going to get the date anyway, if you weren't going to fill that date anyway, at this point in the year, just, taking work to take work is kind of where you're at. You never know. That might be a piece of portfolio work that will greatly benefit you. You're also doing right by a client that's in need. That it's a 1-2 punch, right? So following up with old leads. Now the problem, the backlash to this, of course, is, well, most of these people have probably found work. So your take rate on these leads is probably going to be much, much lower. They've had time to search, they've had time to look for alternatives, and you never know. You might come across someone that says, you know what, we stopped looking after we got done talking with you because we got discouraged because of pricing and budget, so we just decided that it wasn't in our budget and just stopped looking. That's probably going to come up more often than you think. So make sure you're looking at the dates that they're review the conversation that you've already had, obviously, because you want to be prepared for the conversation you're about to have, and you don't want to look like an idiot. So, and that means a lot to a client when you're, hey, we haven't talked in about 3 months, but, remember price was a big concern, and, I still have your date available. I'm filling out the last bit of my calendar for this year. And you know what? Tell you what, let me go ahead and I'll give you a discount since this is one of my last days available. I'll give you a discount and kind of meet you halfway. How does this sound? And then give them a price and then go forward. So, all right, lunchtime. Figured I'd give you guys a few extra on this top 5 list. So we already went through 1 through 5. Bonus content number 1, looking for additional groups to join. You guys have heard me talk about the Tuesdays Together group. It's kind of, I don't know if it might be national. I don't know if it's national or if it's just here in Ohio. But look for a group that you can join, with entrepreneurs and, other photographers and business owners and things like that, that you can kind of build a network around. They're extremely useful for a variety of reasons. Most of them have been where you've been. They're growing their business, they've gotten to a point of success that you're trying to reach, and the fact that they're at these groups willing to share their success stories and share their solutions to problems you may or may not have, or problems you might not have yet. it's just a good thing to do, right? And like the example I gave, the Tuesdays Together group that we go one Tuesday every month. That's it. Like literally for 4 hours a month. That's all that's required. There's no, there's no preparation or anything like that. And you always come out with more information. The discussions are phenomenal. Finding another group, like if you're already a part of a group like that, find another, right? Try to expand that circle, expand your network, and maybe you might have to drive a little bit further, right? So you're not getting too much crossover, but find another group to network with. So then the next extra piece of bonus content on this list would have to be your current customer base. Go through, like myself, I have a binder that has all of my customer contracts and my customer profiles and things like that all organized or set to be organized. And as of today, it's not organized, right? So it's organized to the point where I've got the profile page and I've got their contract printed out and paperclip to it, but that's it. I need to go through and kind of organize my folder a little bit. I know that's kind of archaic, having a physical document with a physical folder. Most people use client management software, CMS, to manage all that stuff. But to be honest with you, to keep my overhead low, I don't subscribe to any of those. Now, that's probably kind of against the grain for what most entrepreneurs will suggest to you, that as soon as you can afford a client management software, that you should buy one, that you should subscribe to one. For me, being a videographer, I have a few extra subscriptions that I have to pay for that I think take the place of a CMS, only because they're required for the job, right? So I'm talking like Soundstripe and other licensing platforms where I have to pay a monthly fee to have access to this library of music. And for me, I only had 8 clients last year. I've grown significantly larger this year, and maybe in 2020 that might be something that we look at buying into. But definitely, like once you hit like that 15 to 20 person mark, that's probably when you want to start looking into it. But for me, organizing it by hand isn't that big of a deal, because it only takes once. I only need to sit down for about an hour to organize it, get everything put into the right calendar month and all that stuff, and get the folder actually organized. So it's only going to take about a month. It's only going to take about an hour. This will also give me an opportunity to kind of go back through and look at my notes and kind of rewrite like some of my shorthand notes, so that everything's legible, so that when I go to a certain location for an event, I have everything that I need as far as who wants to be in the videos, what specifics did the bride request, and things like that, because each bride's slightly different. So just kind of going through in those notes and kind of reorganizing those and making sure that's all everything's up to date and things like that. So going through your customer profile binder and getting everything organized for the year that's coming. That's number 7. So number 8 on this top 5 list, bonus content number 8, or I guess bonus content number 3, your corporate identification, your business card, your logo, letterhead, all that stuff. Right? Does that need a revamp? How long has it been since you revamped your business card? Right? Is there any old information on there? Is there more information that you would like to put on there? Things like that. That's a real quick and easy one, because if it does need updated, you don't need to update it, right? Or if you need to order more business cards, put that order in. Take this time to put that order in. All right, so we made it home after a long day of work. Amanda had her parent-teacher conferences, so we got to hang out with the boys for a little bit, get them to bed, and had some dinner. Took the dog for a walk, which kind of felt good. And you probably can't see it out there. It's snowing, so no longer in my vlogs will I be discussing the weather. I'll show you the weather, but I won't discuss what it's like because every time I do, it seems that we just take a turn right back for winter. So I'm going to stop doing that. And yeah, so we got a whole bunch of stuff to do. We got our list of things that we need to accomplish for our downtime, the off season, if you will. So we're gonna get started on that. So the next couple of vlogs are probably gonna be, you'll probably be seeing me do a lot of the stuff that I talked about in today's vlog. But hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys finish out the week strong. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.